5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hello and welcome everyone to Truth, Beer, and Consequences.
Woohoo!
Woot woot.
Woo-hoo.
Woot woot or womp womp.
Yeah. All of
All
that.
depends on how these stories go.
Yep.
All of that indeed. Happy 513 Day to everybody.
Happy American Craft Beer Week.
Happy American
everybody.
Craft Beer Week. And happy dispensation to Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now they have a chance.
Now they have a chance.
It's also National Gnome Day.
Is it really?
Is it?
No, I just made that up.
Okay, that's fine.
It
No,
should,
it
always,
can
it
be.
should
We can do
always
that
be
now.
your day.
No, we can do that.
And
I am a minister in the Church of Gnome now.
that
Okay.
is spectacular.
Excellent.
I am so happy. I want to see the certificate when you get it, if you get one. I don't know if you get one.
You
Do
gotta
get
pay for one.
Oh, you got to pay for one.
Okay.
All right.
But I can say, and gnome be with you.
And Gnome
Also,
be with
the
you.
international
gnome
sign
you.
of the gnome.
Of the gnome. Okay.
And Gnome be with you. All right.
For those of you not on the live stream, the hand, the symbol, hand symbol was good. What was that?
Dick's Potato Chips.
Excellent.
And right
Just-
now, snacking on the salty Dicks.
Those are good.
Also,
A good
hope
place.
all
Had some
the
salty dicks for lunch today.
all the mothers out there had a good Mother's Day. Hopefully,
Hopefully they all got some dicks.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So my name is Marco. This is a podcast where we watch, listen to all the Cincinnati-based craft beer media from the previous week. We get together to podcast host, and today we are
Back.
Back.
Yeah, yeah.
Almost,
All right. About as
almost.
good as you get. Our gracious podcast host, Higher Gravity. Thank you for being a gracious podcast host. My name is Marco. I am in the alcohol space locally. I used to brew beer as well.
I too like to drink.
Oh, nice. And that voice you just heard belongs to the Gnarly Gnome, who
It's me.
is the who hosts the
I would like to
number
be referred
one
to as Brother Gnome.
Brother Gnome.
Brother Gnome,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
He is the host of probably the top 3 podcasts if you search Cincinnati Craft Beer Podcast.
If you ask ChatGPT,
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's true. So we have Cincy Brewcast. We have the Weekly Pint. We have Drinking with the Gnome. Well, no, the Froth was always a newsletter, not a
it was supposed to be a podcast, too,
but it wasn't. Okay. Yeah.
Then I always felt bad making a podcast just for some people.
I mean,
If I wanted to talk
Whoa,
about it, I did it on
hey.
the Weekly Pint.
or the after show. Yeah. So follow all things Gnome, thegnarlygnome.com. Links and stuff to all of his stuff.
The other voice you heard belongs to the best co-host in Podcastlandia and also the best parody writer after probably Weird Al Yankovic
Only during beer event season.
during Beer Van season.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm Julia. I guess, all the things that Marco just said. And if you are a dungeon master having a campaign where there are disembodied hands running around attacking, and you say a digit cracks and falls off,
Yes,
I'm
master.
sorry. I need to know what that digit is.
Yeah.
Is it the thumb,
Yeah.
which will impact movement and the ability for that disembodied hand to get from point A to point B?
The opposable thumb is what separates us from the apes.
Exactly. Is it the ring finger, the one that is the most tied to the livelihood of the disembodied hand, or is it my favorite finger, the one that you use to make hand unicorns? I need to know these things, and if you
Yeah.
don't include that in your campaigns, I'm sorry, but I can't listen. Can't do it.
I don't even know what you're talking about right
It doesn't matter.
It's like you're speaking a different language.
Yeah, I'm speaking geekanese. Yes. Yes.
I'm speaking Geekanese.
Is that the safe word with the Dungeon Master?
Sometimes.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Your stupid opinions this week.
Woo!
One of the funniest episode
Oh my God.
in a long time. Do not listen around children, or
That
do. I
was-
mean, I don't know. It was.
That
great.
was interesting. 7:30 Monday morning with
I-
the kids in the car.
I know more about Jimmy's sex life now than I ever wanted to know.
Yeah.
But good God, I'm here for every single show that they put out. It's amazing.
It was
It's
so
great.
good.
All right.
Good. It's like Dick's potato chips.
What else do we need to mention before we get into the content? Because we're starting a little later than normal today, which is fine.
The thoughts and opinions on the podcast are ours and ours alone. They do not reflect any entity which we may be affiliated with, such as full-time jobs, part-time jobs, third jobs, higher gravity, or pretty much anybody like Dick's potato chips.
Yeah.
Now I'm speaking for myself
and me
and Julia.
Yeah.
The gnarly gnome can speak for whoever he wants.
All of my thoughts and opinions are representative of Let's Go Depot Brewing this week.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Shout out to them for firing up the brew house.
Getting ready to open soon-ish.
Yeah.
Ish. Nice.
And we're not like those fake-ass podcasts out there. We are actually having beverages, at least beverages of some sort.
I was going to say, oh no.
I'm having some, I don't know, American IPA. What's it called?
Big doinks?
Not the doinks.
Not the doinks? You're not doinking it up?
No.
And it's not super fantastic, which was not super fantastic.
It is. The name of the beer is super fantastic.
Oh, so you
got
that again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though you said it wasn't.
It's mid.
It's mid. Okay. All right.
Julia?
I'm having water. I didn't get back up to the bar to get a beer before we started recording. So
Womp womp.
that's the womp womp that we have in the show. So on our first break that we're going to take, I will actually get a beer. But for now, I'm just
You're gonna be a
responsibly
fake-ass
enjoying some
podcaster.
water.
But yes, it's a Rotthouse Pills.
Yeah.
Right,
If you know us, you know that.
All right, we have 7 pieces of content that we're going to talk about. Yeah. 2 of them are kind of quick-ish mentions, but still, it is content that we have consumed, and we'll just kind of see if we're all on the same page with those. Mm-hmm. We have Barstool Perspective.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. We have from YouTube, I think this is going to be the first time that we go over a couple of beers.
I did not watch that one.
Okay. It's fine. It's all about American Craft Beer Week, so it's going to be pretty easy to touch on. We have Brewbound podcast, just the segment where they talked about Rhinegeist and their non-alcoholic option.
Yep.
So that's not going to be.
I did not.
Okay.
Did not listen to that. I read the article.
Okay. Well,
And
you
wrote
posted
an
a blog
article.
about it, so I think that you are perfectly fine to do that. We have the first time that we're going to talk about, also on YouTube, Rod J. BeerVentures. He talked about Rhinegeist Saber-Toothed Tiger.
I did not watch that one yet either.
Oh, my God.
I'm behind on YouTube.
Well, what about this week's episode of Cincy Brewcast?
Technically, I didn't watch it, but
This is
listen
true.
to it.
This is
I was
true.
there.
And the Weekly Pint.
Same
You
thing.
remember any of that? Okay.
I remember parts of it. Drank heavily.
Good times
that.
were had, yes. Where did we want to start? Do we want to just go from the beginning and work our way to the end?
I like to start in the middle, go forward, then go backwards.
All right. So
Okay,
Rod J.
Okay, we will start with Rod J. This was a YouTube episode that he put out. I didn't write the date, but it was 5 days ago.
5 days ago.
5 or 6
As of
the time
Tuesday.
that we're recording this, Tuesday the 13th, 513 day. This is Rhinegeist Saber-Toothed Tiger beer review. 3 minutes and 36 seconds, so it is very easy to just pop on, consume it.
No.
He does a great job of talking about beer. I've watched a bunch of his videos, but this is the first one that has been a Cincinnati beer that he's had in a while.
Yeah,
because I believe he
does a
moved
lot
out of
about it.
town.
Yeah, he moved to like Baltimore or something.
Yeah,
for
he
a
was
while.
Cincinnati,
He's back
then
now.
out of Cincinnati. But
Back.
you always come back.
Yeah.
You always come back
Yeah.
to Cincinnati. He had a really cool can spinner display thing like in front of him. I think maybe you should look into one of those for
I
your
have
drink
one.
can.
Yeah, I could put that.
Yeah,
in.
that would be really, really cool. He described the color, the appearance, the aroma, the flavor, the mouthfeel, basically all the things that if you have never had a specific beer before and you're kind of a geek about it, you would want to know.
Mm-hmm.
And he covers all of it. He obviously knows what he's talking about when he's talking about these beers. He called this one a mouth-numbing beer.
I can
And
see that.
and he meant that in like a very positive way. Again, only 3 minutes 36 seconds. So if we talk any more about it, it's just going to be longer
Yeah.
than the actual episode was.
Well, we do that.
But check him out.
But,
He does
yeah,
have
we're
some
gonna
really
try
good
not to.
stuff. He did only take 2 sips during that 3 minutes and 36 seconds.
It's hard when you're by yourself.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And also like super short form. I mean, he could spend that entire time drinking or that entire time talking about the drink. So,
Well, when you word it that
Pretty
way,
good.
it sounds like drinking would be more fun.
I mean, you tell us.
It would be more fun. Yeah.
More fun? Okay,
I'm
all right.
going to do a whole other show that's just called Watch the Gnome
What's
Drink.
the name drink? Hey,
And I
you
just
know
sit
what?
there and
I would
just drink the whole time.
I think you should
I'd
do
do
that
it.
on Christmas morning instead of people watching a Yule log. You dress
watch
up in
Gnome
Christmas
Drink.
garb,
Yeah.
and we just watch you drink.
Watch me drink.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Buy a Christmas
I'd
tree.
I'd tune in. All right, Marco, do you want to talk about Adam Makes Beer next?
Okay, Adam Makes Beer. He had, I believe, also 5 days ago, he had his monthly Q&A come out.
He didn't make beer?
He
very deceptive.
No, but he did talk about how...
He does make beer, though. He does do brew
Well, you
day.
just said that he was just talking to somebody. That's not making beer.
So he did talk about how
Sometimes you don't have
he
to brew
has
it.
remastered some of his in-brewery brew day videos and has re-released them.
Yeah.
Also, congratulations to him because he also announced that it was the 3-year anniversary of Adam Makes Beer.
Yes, congratulations to him
So-
and just the 37 billion different pieces of content that he's put out in that
Yeah.
3 years. It's incredible.
He also gave a very heartfelt shout out to his wife and her support, and that was ahead of Mother's Day, and then also to his good friend and close confidant. His name's Andy, who helped him start and build Adam Makes Beer. So after that, it started with the questions from the brewers that commented in, and to be honest, I didn't get so far into it, but I felt like the things that are from his heart and off the top of his head, he got out into the world in the first 15-20 minutes. So everyone go and listen to, follow, and share Adam Makes Beer and all his content. He's doing great work out there.
Yeah. Another quick one that we're going to talk about is the Brewbound podcast. The title of it was CEO Bart Watson on the State of Craft Beer, but we're only going to talk about the mention of Rhinegeist non-alcoholic options that they just announced, which the timestamps are 1307 through about 1625.
Yeah.
So if that's all you're interested in, all you got to do is skip to those parts. Ghost Haze was being poured at the Craft Brewers Conference. They didn't mention that Ghost Pills was, so I don't know if both were or if it was just Ghost Haze. And then I did not think to look this up, but they said that SBT was pouring it, who is, like, I know
Smarter
that's the...
beverage technology, I believe.
Sustainable.
Sustainable.
It's the company. Remember the news story like a couple months ago where they were going to put beer on tap and you could choose if you wanted alcohol or not?
Oh, same.
It's that
okay.
company. It's that technology.
Okay. All right.
The beer comes as like a concentrated syrup, and then at the tap it mixes with carbonated water
And either alcohol or not, depending on. Okay, I didn't realize it was the same company since all they said was SBT in their little review of this. Exactly. Brewbound talked to Rhinegeist CEO Adam Bankovich about it, and basically he said we wanted to get into the space, but we didn't have room for a pasteurizer, and that's not what we know. That's not what we're good at. So we decided to partner with a company that is what they do and that is what they're good at, but still try to keep the Rhinegeist standards for quality and the like. They're not looking to do any direct-to-consumer sales with this, so it will be something that if you're not in Rhinegeist distribution footprint, you're probably not going to see it, or at least not yet. But I'm really excited to give it a try. Rhinegeist does very good stuff, and I'm always looking for another good NA option to kind of put in between my beers, my beer at the end of the night, that type of thing. So
Would love to be able to, when I'm drinking NA beer, to get something that's local.
Exactly.
I agree.
Exactly. Yeah. And then they did mention a bit about Cincy Light Lime, which it was a kind of crowdsourced. He said they had the Amber, the Cincy Light Lime, and I didn't write the third one down.
It was like a wheat or something.
Yeah. They had them available in the tap room, and they said, hey, here's a little token, put it in the bin for which style you like the most, and Lime kind of ran away with that, which doesn't
not shocking.
surprise. No, not surprising
No.
at all. Do we have too many lime lagers, or are we still pretty good there? Okay, I don't
Every
think
brewery
so.
should have one.
I agree. If you do it right, to me, sometimes you can get too heavy on the lime and it overpowers the beer. But yeah, again, I would love to see a lime lager absolutely everywhere that I get a drink. Yeah. And it's Mexican lager season, so you got to have one with lime. Yeah. Absolutely. All right, now into...
When's the end of that season? Are we saying like leading up to Cinco de Mayo is Mexican lime lager season, and when does that end?
Warm weather.
It starts at Cinco de Mayo and it ends on May 4th.
Ah, very good.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. That sounds about right. That's
That's right when Oktoberfest is about to start.
Almost. and Bachfest.
Yeah,
They kind of coincide a little bit. Yeah,
There's some overlap.
All right, now we're going to get into the
Schwarzbier
shows that
season?
will. Schwarzbier
no,
season.
it's not
Love
a
it.
season for Schwarzbier.
There should be,
Well, there's not, so that's
but there,
fine.
I will petition to make
No,
it
I don't
happen.
understand why everyone tries to shoehorn Schwarzbier into somewhere. Not
'Cause it's
necessary.
good.
No, it's.
'Cause
I
it's-
mean, that's fine. You can have one, but it's not a season. Just saying.
I think Marco's upset about the fact that Schwarzbier is.
If we gave
it's-
Bach a season, we might as well give Schwarzbier one.
right. Why
So
not?
everyone gets a statue now. Everyone gets a statue.
Yes,
I don't
why
understand.
not?
I'm like, no, you got to earn it.
Well, but if you don't want it, you just don't get it. But but why not present it for the people that do want to have it? What's so wrong with that? And then you only have to deal with it for like
Here's
a
here's
1
what's wrong
month
with it.
chunk out of the year.
Here's what's wrong with it.
Tell me.
Okay, so if you put all the tokens for lime Mexican lager in a box, and then all the tokens for Schwarzbier in a box, and you decide to make a Schwarzbier, then you just gave a big middle finger to everybody with the tokens in the Mexican lager,
Someone's got to win.
and it's Mexican lager.
Well, no,
it's
but
not
I'm
Schwarzbier.
but you can still make that as a new core offering.
Yeah.
But what's wrong with having a one-off seasonal?
It gets a season.
I mean,
That's fine. It's fine as a one-off.
To have like a sort of like Bach, a 2 week to 1 month period where we celebrate Schwarzbier. Why not?
Yeah.
You again,
salute
you
our
don't
Schwarz.
have
Look,
to. Yeah,
we're
exactly.
stretching it if we think box season's a month. Ask anybody who makes
right,
beer.
sure. But that's what
Bach
I'm saying.
season is a month, just nobody wants it the whole season.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. All right. The next 4 shows that we're going to talk about are probably going to be a bit longer recaps. I am just about done with my water, so I am going to go ahead and already call for. We're like 20 minutes in. This is great. I'm going to go ahead and call for a break so that I can actually get an
All
alcoholic
right.
beverage.
No, all of
How
us are
does
getting
one
another
call?
On the phone, more often than not. Yeah. And then when we come back,
Sounds
we will
cruel.
talk about Barstool Perspective. We will talk about a couple of beers. We will talk about Cincy Brewcast, and we will talk about the Weekly Pint.
TWP.
Gnome,
Yeah.
who is maybe going to officiate the next, wedding that happens in whoever's circle. Yeah.
I'm available.
That'd be cool. Will you wear the red hat? Is
think
that
I have to.
required? I think you do too. Awesome. All right, we will be right back.
Bye.
And that's why I said if you kill a hand, you need to know how many digits are still present at the end of each encounter. I don't understand how that is so difficult for them to.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yes, master.
It-
Yes,
I-
master.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dresden do better. That's all I'm saying. So, Gnome, you're still having your Rod House.
Same one, yeah.
I have from Weldworks the Nelson Double Juicy Bits
Yeah.
New England IPA. And Marco,
I have Masthead IPA.
excellent. Good choices all
Because
around.
it's a 16-ounce can.
Which is bigger than 12 ounces.
Correct.
Yes.
not 19.2.
Not 19.2 or a 22-ounce
Well,
bomber.
22 either,
Yeah.
Or 64.
All right. What do you say we talk about a couple of beers?
Let's go.
Okay.
This is a YouTube show.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about a couple of beers.
We can talk about a couple of beers and also a couple of beers.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Yes. You see the wordplay.
I enjoy watching it.
It is. It's a good time. They talked about in the episode we're going to recap for you guys Craft Beer Week 2025 and the World Beer Cup recap, Cincy Craft Brew recommendations as well.
Yeah.
They gave a quick history of craft beer in the United States, going
Yep.
from Fritz Maytag to Jimmy Carter to home brewing to what we're in the middle of
So,
right now, craft beer.
Basically, they just did the entire Barstool Bruce Guys show
Happy
just
Hour
quickly.
in
Yeah.
like 3 minutes.
That's cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yep.
If you
Yep.
want to deep dive into the history of craft beer
They
in
even
the United
talked about
States,
Jack McCullough.
They did. If you want to deep dive into any of these people, listen to follow the
try not to
Bruce
dive
Guys
into
Happy
people.
Hour. Okay. If you want to dive into these subjects, these topics,
Probe into people.
if you want to probe the people that started
Yes,
American
master.
craft beer, oh my gosh. Bruce Guys Happy Hour.
I mean, out of the three of
Seasons
us, Julie's the only one that's been in the dungeon.
Okay.
I signed a waiver. I can't talk about that. And did the Chili Peppers just get louder, or is that just me?
I feel like it got louder.
They
but-
got louder? Okay. All right.
Probably
let's
because
see.
we said dungeon.
Probably. Yes. Let's see. From talking about American craft beer history, they moved into the World Beer Cup. There were over 1,000 entries
WBC.
in over 100 categories and over 55 countries that participated this year. And Ohio brought home 12 medals. Cincinnati brought home, they said, 4 medals. They left out Fretboard's Crazy Train.
Lame.
So there were 5 medals that Cincinnati breweries brought home total. We're just going to shout out Fretboard's bronze medal for Crazy Train because it is what they just missed somehow. I don't know.
Their
if
most
it's
award-winning beer.
That is
It
their
is. It
most
is. It absolutely
award-winning
is.
beer.
And it's good. It's
Yeah.
good too. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then from there, this was a 12.5-minute episode, so that's why this isn't going to be a super long recap anyway, because, again,
About 20, 30 minutes.
about 20, 30 minutes for us to talk about
Yeah.
this. They gave their Cincinnati brewing recommendations.
Yep.
They gave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different breweries. And because we like for you to check out the content that we talk about, we're not going to tell you everything that they recommended because I want to see if there are any that you two would add, well, I guess the 3 of us would add to their list. On their list, it included Streetside, March 1st, and Narrow Path.
Yeah.
What other breweries would you recommend that were not on their list?
My favorite tap room, Twin Peaks.
Oh, you know what? Yes, that is a subject that we'll probably be talking about next week or 2 weeks from now, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe? Okay.
It's a blog post, so.
Right. Okay. Is it out?
Talk about it now.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You
It's
did.
out.
Okay.
It's out. Yeah. Also, BJ's Brewhouse.
That's true. That is very true. But
High
they
Wire.
don't- High Wire.
High Wire. Yeah. Yeah.
That's true. Very true.
And none of us would recommend Brewdog,
Fuck no.
but they're around.
Somehow they are. Yeah, their tap room's still open, isn't it?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think I would add Moorline Lager House to the list.
Okay.
It's kind of overlooked just because I feel like you noticed
I had it
the
on-
restaurant
I had it
more
on
than
one
the
of my lists
brewery.
before.
You did. You have, absolutely. In this 12-minute and 30-second episode, I did do a sip count,
Okay. Very
which
good.
was interesting because I didn't know if I should count the sips that were in the pre-curated snips of content that weren't of the 2 of them.
I
Or
say.
if I should just
I
count
say
if
the
it
sips
comes-
as
that
just
means.
them,
if it comes to your lips, it counts.
even if it's not the lips of the hosts of the show, and it's like stock footage of people drinking.
Wasn't that
See,
a
that's
90s
fine.
song?
If it's in a video, it's
Yeah,
part of
right,
the video.
right.
Of the hose.
So there were a total of 6 sips.
Okay.
Only 2 of them were by the hosts of a couple of beers. Everything else was part of stock footage.
Oh,
or-
I got you. Stock.
Yeah,
yes.
right,
a bit
right.
like,
So, like,
stock footage or. Yes.
Right,
Not B-roll.
right.
B-roll is actual footage that didn't make
they
the main
did,
cut.
correct.
This is
This
stock
is-
footage that they grabbed from like
Some-
AI or the internet.
Sure. So
I would not count that.
Okay. Well, then there were only 2 sips by the hosts of a couple of beers. But like you said, it's a lot of fun to watch them talk about stuff. They'll do a lot of times they do new beer reviews on Wednesdays. They put out a lot of content. They do put out a good amount of videos over the course of a week. This is just one that focused a lot on Cincinnati, even though they left out Fretboard. We will forgive them for that.
I won't.
This time.
I won't forgive them.
Gnome said no,
Oh.
not forgiven.
Oh, all right.
Not forgiven.
Oh, goodness. Well, where should they send their carefully worded apology letter?
The dungeon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are they going to the dungeon, or do
Oh,
they
yeah.
send their letter to the dungeon?
They're gonna-
oh.
they're gonna
to the
spank 'em.
dungeon.
Oh,
They're
God.
going to the dungeon.
Oh, God. Hope they're ready to sign that waiver. Oh, no.
That's not a dungeon yell.
No.
You haven't been in a dungeon if you think that's a dungeon yell.
I don't want to know.
By the way, I haven't been
I
in a
don't.
dungeon, so I'm just
Then how
making
do you
that
know what
up.
a dungeon yell is?
I made that up, Julia.
All right. We don't make anything up on this show, though. We
You're
are
right.
100% accurate
No, yeah.
all the time. Oh. Oh, God.
But let's go Barstool.
All right, and then we'll finish. I don't know why I said it like that. And then we'll finish off all right, with all things Gnome. This
Barnacle Barstool.
Barnacle Barstool.
Yeah.
They still haven't mentioned the glass that I took, by the way. Just tossing that out there casually. This was the episode that went live on May the 5th, 2025. They don't title that anymore, but I am calling this one Ritualistic Panic.
Okay.
Okay.
It fits. It fits. AB InBev has increased profits, but not because of Bud Light or beer sales in general.
Yeah.
So how are they making money?
They just cut their labor force to shit.
It's big business for you.
Like true American companies should do, right? Right?
And they announced, what, a $300 million investment in all of their facilities? notice they
Like
said
what?
facilities, not workers.
Like,
So-
what does that mean? They're just adding more hoses to put more water into the tanks to
Well, we
continue
eliminated
watering down their
people, so
beer
we
more and
need
more?
more automation to take care of the people's jobs.
Do you think they name their robots?
I hope so.
I think that when you eliminate people, then you have a plan to cover that work in some way, shape, or form, and they're
With
doing
robots?
it with robots or automation.
But again, are they naming their robots? Because we've discussed before that it is
I think they
dangerous
put shirts
not
on
to.
them.
I think
Oh.
internally they probably. I don't think
That one's
I don't-
Frank.
I don't think the C-suite names their robots. I think the people on the ground
Well,
name
yeah.
their robots.
They don't have anybody else to talk to, so they're talking to the robots.
Yeah, the people who are left end up naming the robots.
How was your weekend, Frank?
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel that.
Exactly. Banquet is doing well. In no shit news, craft beer is not great at attracting new drinkers and or customers.
Yeah, I don't. I don't
Right. I'm
understand.
like, I don't
get it.
I don't know why that had to be a talking point, because it's the same thing that they've been saying for over a year,
Yeah.
that craft beer is not doing great. As much as we love it, as much as the three of us put a ton of money into our local craft beer scene, craft beer as a whole just isn't pulling in the same customer numbers like
not-
they used to. It's just not the same.
Not the whole picture, though. Like,
True.
it's-
That's
it's
true.
not.
That's true. What about saying craft beverages as a whole and not just craft beer?
No, I think we're still just comparing the growth of craft beer to where it is right now. I think craft beer is doing
Correct.
fine.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. Agreed.
It's just not what people want it to be doing. Ooh. Yes, master.
What is happening?
Spanking. Good old-fashioned spanking is happening.
I regret many of the things that I end up saying on this show, mostly because of the way that you two end up responding to.
I don't know why.
I bring
don't know why.
it upon myself.
I don't
I'm
know
aware
why-
of this.
I don't understand.
Josh Wine, who drinks it?
That your boyfriend's wine?
Yes,
Is it wine? That only like double
Josh's
IPAs.
Julia? Dippa Josh?
Josh's Dippa Josh and apparently Wine Josh. They apparently pled guilty to corporate bribery charges
Yeah, look, if you
Okay. Yeah.
because no one was
bribe
drinking
somebody
the
every once in a
wine.
while,
So it's
yeah.
like, yeah, I mean, it's like, are you a true corporation if you're not firing all your employees and watering down your product and
Isn't that what
accepting
corporations
bribes?
are supposed to do?
Yeah.
I don't know if this
Called
made it.
socialism.
If we're talking about history
you
and
crushing
almost coming up on. Did we mention this? We're almost coming up on 4 years as Truth Beer Pod.
I don't think so. I think that was just pre-pod.
So we're coming up on almost 4 years of Truth Beer Pod.
Good God.
I think I told a story where I was at a local, let's call it a chain wing joint. And I was talking to the manager about possibly carrying the product that I was brewing and representing at the time. And we had a distributor, and he's like, well, we have these taps, and said place gets us Reds tickets. These other places have other, special things. Not just pint glasses. Like
Tchotchkes,
they have
swag, like
they
swag,
provide
full
us.
on, yeah.
They provide us these things, that things, and I'm like, well, no, we can get you 2 cases of pint glasses, and we have this beer that you don't offer. And I went down to another place, and it was sort of a gas station-y place. Now, keep in mind, this many years ago, a lot of gas stations didn't have
Growler fill
growler
stations.
fill stations.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, we have this cooler here, and it has 2 taps. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, well, such and such company is going to install taps right here. And they're talking about a distributor.
Yeah.
The distributor is going to pay
Installed
for this
these
tap
taps.
wall.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what about our beer? I'm like, well, I got to carry their beer, their portfolio. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm out. So It happens.
Sure.
It's happened. It's been
Sure.
happening.
Still
It
happening.
happens.
Oh, absolutely.
It still happens.
I mean, someone just got a fucking jet, you know? Changing subjects. What do snakes and witches have to do with going on benders? And how did that conversation lead to Mike trying to burn the bar down?
You know what?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
doing things with snakes and witches helps you from a hangover, guess I'd be willing to try it.
Yeah, I'd try that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'd eat a snake.
Alive or dead?
Either way.
Either way, I mean, look, if you didn't have the hangover effects, it would be worth it.
Yeah. I'd
That's
eat
true.
a snake every day.
That's true.
Honey's, where's my snake box?
Hey, where's the snake?
Just drink some of the 15,000 different products out there that guarantee that you'll wake up without a hangover the next day.
I don't know if
I've
they
tried
work
them.
any better than a snake. Actually,
I have not
and
tried
a
the
snake.
snake.
A snake
Actually,
is
no.
also more badass to
do
say.
you think a
Good job,
snake
Marco.
would work just as well as any of these
Possibly.
advertised?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Might work better.
Okay.
It might work better, yeah. That's
And then
true.
sobers
That's
you up
very true.
and makes you feel better, quite like eating a snake.
Yeah.
That's very, very true. Something else that used to be badass, but now is not, organized crime.
Oh, no.
It
It's
used-
still pretty badass.
It's counterfeiting yellowtail wine.
Okay, well, like
That's
for
not-
everything that's cool, you have to do some boring parts of it.
I suppose.
It's like on Monday,
It's like a natural check
on
and
Monday
balance
you
system.
make counterfeit yellowtail wine, but on Tuesday you get to launder money.
Ooh.
Ah,
Okay,
yes,
okay.
I see.
I was only looking
so
at the-
when you
at the
have
negatives.
so when you have a underground evil empire, not everything is glamorous.
No, there's lame
That's
stuff
true.
you got to do.
That's true.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Everyone always forgets about the paper pushers.
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Diageo is getting sued again. So,
Wow,
Shocking.
that's a
Right.
shocker. My God.
but this time it has nothing to do with Diddy.
That's the shocker.
That is the shocking part of this.
Yeah.
And then on the good news of the week,
Hey, good news.
the company that shall not be named has lost $9 million, and hopefully they collapse into themselves sometime soon.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Maybe
I mean,
we mentioned something about them earlier.
Yes. But yeah, so I don't want people to lose their jobs, but if somehow a company could explode into flames without people losing their jobs and being impacted financially by it.
Yeah. I don't know how that would happen,
No,
but yes,
right,
if that
right.
if
I
that could
don't-
happen.
Sure. Are they still making some garage?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Nope. That contract is now
All
everyone
over the-
that I've had is out of California.
California. Okay. Okay. All right.
Californication.
I was gonna say California knows how to party, but you guys are on a spanking thing, so I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't.
Ooh.
No, Jesus.
That was a good one.
I know, buddy. It was
man.
unexpected, wasn't it?
Reverberated right through
Yeah.
the cheeks.
Problem is getting a little rosy.
Before I get to the sip count for this episode, do either of you have anything else to say about this episode? About anything that they talked about?
No.
No.
Okay. Mike took 17 sips.
Okay. Good.
Brett took.
They're conscious of it, by the way.
They know.
They know.
They know. I don't know if Mike cares, but I think Brett does.
I think
I
Mike
think-
I
cares
think it just
more than we know.
confuses. I think it confuses Mike. I don't think he knows what
Like, I don't understand what's
about.
happening here. Brett took 21 sips. So in this 33-minute episode, there were a total of 38 sips,
Okay.
which if that's 2 ounces per sip according to our drinking game,
It
that
is according to our drinking game.
that is 76 ounces or 4.75 pints
There we go.
in half an
good.
hour,
That's
just over half
respectable.
an hour.
That's respectable. That's
a
working.
little dangerous. No kidding.
That's putting in
No
that work.
kidding. Do you want to do Cincy Brewcast or the Weekly Pint next?
The Weekly Pint. It's shorter.
The Weekly Pint episode 261. It was not named this week, so I'm calling it going.
It's named now.
Oh, is it? Okay. Well, it wasn't.
Can you make a beer muscular, or can a beer be muscular?
I called it Going Full Hulkster. Great minds. Great minds. You opened the show by talking about the burrs on your ass, which now I understand where that came
Yep,
from.
straight from the dungeon.
Straight from Jesus.
Ooh.
The schnappening was once again not a schnapps, which
Not
again,
a
it's
schnapps.
fine. It's fine. Cabin Fever maple flavored whiskey,
Whiskey.
which is unobtainable anymore. We think.
I think you can probably find it somewhere in a different state, probably.
And
maybe.
you likened it to just drinking maple syrup, essentially.
Yeah.
Did you get
Boozy maple syrup.
Did you get much of a booze news, or was it more maple than booze?
It's more maple than
than
booze. Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't have to ask where's the maple.
Yeah.
Exactly. Remember, you guys remember Maplegate from however many years ago that was?
Of course, Julia.
Wow. That was similar to the time of the street karate.
Yeah.
Street
Yeah, it was
corner
around the
karate.
same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Good times.
That was fun.
God, that was something.
You know what's up? You know what else is fun?
What else? is fun? No!
Oh, that one hurt.
Yeah. There you go.
If we get kicked out of this place, not because of hot dogs, it's going to be because of you two.
But yeah, spanking.
I mean, yeah, probably.
After the schnappening, you had a beer.
I did have a beer.
Hey, back
just-
to beer.
Just kidding. It was
No.
a real American beer from Hulk Hogan. I don't think that counts.
Oh man, I saw that beer at the liquor store that I go to, and I was like,
No.
nah.
I wouldn't have bought it except it was on the single shelf. I was like, oh, I can get one.
So
I was
would've
wondering
done
if you had more than one. I'm like,
No,
oh
just
no,
one.
just one.
I would have done the same, but having to purchase a 6-pack and being in the situation where I'm like, I'm only here for one 6-pack. Now,
Yeah.
I could have made it in varieties. I could have made different 19.2 choices or whatever. Essentially, I was only going to do $12 or $13 worth of beer, and I was like, I ain't doing that. So
Yeah,
I just skipped it.
You said that it was not great,
no,
and it smelled like hot dog skin.
it was a very strange beer.
It was, yeah, okay. So you do not recommend?
I do not recommend.
Do not recommend?
So where's it?
I wanted to say I was proud of you for finishing it, but the whole time I'm like, just pour it, just dump it, just get rid of it and move on to something else.
You did get to the bottom? Where's it made?
I don't know if I
Chicago,
did.
that one place in Chicago. I looked it
was
up.
Chicago. Yeah, you
Yeah.
posted some. You posted.
Yeah, I
where it
posted
was.
in the but it was something great something brewing company in
I don't remember.
Chicago, out of Chicago. I think it's probably made in multiple places, but that was the main
Okay.
brewery
All
that
right,
or
fine.
facility, whatever you want to say that
This
made.
contract brewed in Chicago.
Yes. But yes, I did look it up because Queen of Screens, and I did post it in the comments during the Weekly Pint.
I think we need. I think after this, maybe dig deeper. Is that contract brewing place a shadow place for somewhere like Revolution?
That's possible. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. All depends on the contracts and
All of those big regional players are all contract brewing.
yeah.
Okay.
You had another beer after that, an Innocent Gun,
Also, wasn't great.
a lime and grapefruit blonde.
I don't
Was
even
it?
remember.
I remember the lime and grapefruit, and I thought you said something about a blonde ale or a blonde. And this
It was
beer,
some kind of barrel too, tequila barrel.
yeah,
or something.
Yeah, this beer is the reason that this was a shorter Weekly Pint episode, because in the process of trying to open the can, you sliced your hand
Cut my
open,
hand right off.
and then the beer just exploded all over the bar, and it was just
It's
a
exploded.
nightmare. Yeah. During this episode of the Weekly Pint, you also did a giveaway for Bacchus Beerfest tickets. So congratulations to all of the winners.
They're all claimed.
You're welcome.
Yes. From there, while you were trying to hold your hand together, you did some label approvals, which all I got out of that was Kerrigan's doing stuff.
Yeah.
They are,
Yeah,
they
they're
are
doing
absolutely
stuff.
doing
I don't know.
stuff.
I don't know what is happening there, but they're doing stuff.
And
They're-
then as
Contract is what they're doing. They're mostly contracting.
yeah,
For now.
and then as you were waiting for your wife to bring you down a towel before you headed off to the hospital, you introduced us to some of the gnomes that you had on the desk,
Yeah, yeah.
including Jerome the gnome.
Jerome.
Oh,
I think
Jerome
the gnome,
the
was
gnome.
my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does your welcome gnome have a name?
Larry. Yeah.
Larry? Okay,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Very cool. Other than that, sniff and sip count. So is there anything else that, Gnome, you want to clarify about this episode, or Mark, that you want to comment on this episode?
No, we need a.
Whoa, man.
Oh,
You
my
feel that?
God.
You feel that,
Good one.
buddy?
That was a
All
good
right,
one.
all right. So you took 23 sniffs of your multitude of beverages. and 13 sips of all the different beverages. So in a little over 1 hour and 5 minutes, you had 36 countables, which is 72 ounces, which is 4.5 pints for this episode.
Ooh. Ooh. Felt that one in my teeth.
My good. Well, anyway.
Yeah, you did.
4.5 pints in this just over an hour episode of the Weekly Pint. Fantastic. Fantastic.
You know what we
was,
should-
What?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and finish.
No, I think I'm done.
Okay, well, we should take a break.
We should take a break, and then we will talk about. We have like 30 minutes before Rachel gets here,
Okay.
I think. So we have Cincy Brewcast to talk about, and then we are done. So stick with blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, and the blah, and the blah, blah, blah.
Stick with us, and we will be right
Bye-bye.
All right, so we have Cincy Brewcast to talk
didn't do
about.
it. We didn't do the back.
Okay,
I did it
we
like
have,
4
we
times.
have made it back.
Back.
God damn it.
I was ready before.
Before we get to Cincy Brewcast, in honor of
God.
Pope Bob of Chicago,
Bob in Chicago.
I
Leo.
have gotten us all a shot of Malort.
Cheers, Bob.
Cheers to Bob while you guys do yours.
Great when you're already hungover.
I know. I figure a little hair of the dog might be perfect.
Oh, man. Pope Bob.
Woo!
It only took, what, 300 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
By the way-
after
but
really
there-
sugary, juicy. Wow.
That was fine. I could have I could have more of that. That's
Okay.
fine. I'm
It keeps coming back to bite you a little bit. Yeah.
No, I could do that again.
Let's not though.
But obviously, there have been popes long before
Pope Bob.
the Americas.
Correct.
But now we gotta
We got a
we're
homeboy.
in.
Yeah.
we're in
Chicago, that's close enough.
the glass ceiling,
Something like that.
something like that.
Exactly. All right, because we are a little short on time with other things that we were going to try to get to. Cincy Brewcast Volume 11, Episode 4, Bacchus Entertainment and the Bacchus Beerfest, which is happening the day after this episode drops for the general public, May 17th. So if you are listening to this when it comes out and you're not doing anything, head to Oakley, not really Oakley
You
at
can
all.
go to Oakley.
No,
You
you
can
can
go
go
to
to
Oakley.
But then go to
Oakley.
Madison.
And you
Go to
Madisonville.
Madisonville, go to Element Eatery, and participate in Beerfest, in Bacchus Beerfest.
Yeah.
You started the episode talking about Spaceballs, and will the new one be any good because John Candy is no longer able to participate?
I have the highest hopes.
I have high hopes.
Yeah, I think depending on how they do it, it could be fantastic. They just can't try to make it exactly what it was. You know, like
Well,
there needs. You know what I mean? That
You
like
kind of
they-
have to, though.
Well, and the other thing, we don't know. I mean, Rick Moranis has come out recently and done an interview, which,
This
by the
is
way,
true.
he has not done
No,
in decades.
20 plus years. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's
Good
come
on
out
him,
and
yeah.
has done an interview. I don't know if he's to the point where, like, he went away because he was gonna, take care of his kids because I believe it was
His
a loss
wife.
of his wife.
Correct.
Maybe he's to the point where he's like, I don't mind making a little bit of money off
The kids
a
are
little
grown.
bit of,
I'm able to kinda
little
do
bit
some
of
shit.
Hollywood
Sure.
shit anymore. So
Sure.
if that's the case, if we get a resurgence of Rick Moranis,
I'm in.
I'm here for that.
I'm in. Yeah.
So
You sat down with Bill from Bacchus, Mandy, who is the director of operations at Element Eatery, and Jack, who is the bar manager at Element Eatery. The new bar, the reimagined bar, the new.
It's-
new.
they're
Yeah,
very
I-
clear.
that-
It's
that
new.
was- That was very funny.
They
It is
made
not-
sure to say
It's a
like,
new bar.
No, it's
Not remake it, it
a
is
new bar.
new.
You're like, no, it's this bar.
It's the same. I've sat at that. It's the
like,
same bar. Nope.
Same
nope,
bar.
New bar.
Like, nope, it's
Okay.
new. I'm like,
Did they paint it?
No.
Does it
it's-
look new? Does it?
It's refreshed. Yeah, they did a little bit of
okay.
branding.
But they're not
changes.
calling it refreshed.
No.
They didn't refresh the bar. It's a new
they're like,
bar.
no, it's new. And they're kicking it off with DJ Johnny B and Ethan and Joey performing.
Yes.
I also learned that Element Eatery has its own podcast. They have a little podcast studio they've built now in the corner.
No.
Yep. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
No,
so
that can't be the
get in the
case.
truck.
No.
We got to record there. We got to
Get in the
record
truck.
there. Let's
And?
do this. And
I ran into the one, the only hilarious Scales while I was recording.
what?
Yeah, he was hanging out there.
Oh, that's
so It's a
awesome.
happening place.
Dude, that's awesome.
Who?
You have seen him on the Facebooks.
It's
I
on the
guarantee
internet.
it.
Hood News 75.
Yeah.
No.
What?
No.
He's like the newest big thing. Him and Mullet Review.
him and
They're
Mullet.
like they're
Taking over the
Mullet
world.
Review,
They are
my
taking
fucking
over
God.
the world, or at least Cincinnati. Hilarious Scales is great.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. There are 48 taps at Element Eatery, so if you think you can't find a beer or something to
Ton.
drink, in addition to cocktails and everything else, you're going to find what sounded like some pretty damn good beer on
Yeah,
tap
some
there.
good. Darkness beer was on
Darkness,
tap.
yeah, exactly.
You don't see Darkness beer on tap anywhere, let
No,
alone
no.
up in Madisonville. I mean, come on.
I mean, although they did have Olympia Schwartz here at Higher Gravity Summit Park for... oh, God. Put it away, put it away, put it
crazy.
away. You guys talked
Ooh.
You guys talked about the vibe of Bacchus Beerfest. Beers, seltzer, THC, fun water, something for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Westside's Tippa will be there.
Hell yeah.
Bill is incredibly excited
Yep.
about that one, which, my God, it's like I can crush that beer even though it is
Such a good
not
beer.
a crushable beer. Like, it shouldn't be. It's
No, it's absolutely crushable beer.
for
That shouldn't
12.5%,
be.
it's 100%.
That beer will change your day.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
Very, very quickly. For the Bacchus Beer Fest, depending on what ticket you buy, you get anywhere from 10 or 20 tasters. Didn't they offer, like, if you wanted to buy more?
Yeah, you can just buy more.
Right, yeah. So if 10's not enough for you, you know, you can get more stuff.
Or if you just grab one of those buckets and run with it, it's full of tickets.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Or sometimes they don't even ask for tickets. One of the fun games at Beerfest is how many tickets can I still walk away with?
I collect Beerfest tickets.
Absolutely. The Beerfest is going to have entertainment all day long, which is going to accumulate with the Naked Karate Girls playing, which is going to be spectacular.
I'm totally in favor of that, by the way.
No. You're in favor of Naked Karate Girls, not the Naked Karate Girls.
Julia,
Marco?
the Naked Karate Girls performed at Rachel's 30th birthday party
That's-
at Bar 71.
That's awesome. You guys talked about what makes a good beer fest, and in addition to a good entertainment lineup, a food option, free parking was the number one from everyone at
weed.
the table. Yes,
Naked Karate Girls.
yes. And free parking. Both in a garage and on a newly paved lot,
Yeah, it's
which was
paved now.
not paved,
No,
paved
I
last year.
I
yeah.
agree. Free parking is certainly a factor.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. If you want to have a more philanthropic reason to go to the Beer Fest, it is supporting Cincy Animal Care and the Forgotten Dog Rescue.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's what my notes are for.
There'll be a wheelchair dog.
Yes, there will be a wheelchair dog. I wonder if there'll be any tripods.
Hey now.
Just me.
The three-legged dog.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
God damn it.
My nickname in high school.
God damn it. You guys talked about reasons to come to Element Eatery. They have trivia, all kinds of entertainment.
And weed.
Great food, cocktails, and weed.
All
the
the
weed,
smoke.
everything. Lots of smoke, especially outdoors, which is, perfectly acceptable. You got everyone's craft beer stories, how they got into craft beer, and it was a good range of different ways that they all fell into it. Wasn't everyone started home brewing, or everyone started with a friend who brought a craft beer to a party.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Is it sacrilege to have Little Kings on tap?
No.
Sometimes.
Sometimes? Okay.
It can be.
I agree with them. I think I will defer to the Gnarly Gnome for this. I think that what I heard in the podcast that he said, I can get behind. So,
Yeah. And then just in the interest of time.
speaking of behind,
Oh, good. That was a tough one.
I hate that I opened myself up to this line of not even prop comment, but just, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and say, wrapping up the episode, Saturday, May 17th, go to Element Eatery. You can buy your tickets on site or go to cincyticket.com. And if you enter the code BEER, B-E-E-R,
Beer.
you can get $5 off
Beer.
your
I
ticket.
wonder how they came up
Beer,
with that.
Beer.
it's crazy. Beer.
I don't know, because Element Eatery, there's no B in that. So
Element
it's,
Beer.
they're
I
E's and an R, but
Yeah.
where'd the B come from?
Maybe it's some kind of anagram.
Probably is. Probably
don't
means
know.
something. I don't know. It was a really fun episode. I'm glad to to get a little more behind the scenes with Bacchus and the Beerfest. I know that you.
Speaking of behind.
Oh,
I need to be more careful with my choice of words here. Again, for the essence of time, 56-minute episode, sip count for the episode. There were 30 sips that I was able to see.
Okay.
60 ounces or 3.75 pints in 56 minutes.
Okay, that's fine. That's good.
Not bad at all.
That's good.
Is there anything else either of you want to mention before we wrap this episode up and get to making some hot dogs?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, well.
Maybe. Does that mean something else, or is that
No.
exactly what's happening?
No,
No
it's
one
exactly
knows.
Making hot dogs over
Making
here.
hot dogs.
No one knows. All right.
Hot dog.
I want to give a huge shout out
Get a big,
to everyone that has supported us over the almost 4 years that we've been doing this. That is absolutely insane.
Yes. So we looked at when our anniversary is.
Yeah.
And we said, wow, our 4-year.
We thought it was 3 because we don't know.
Our 4-year anniversary is coming up in August.
Yes.
So we honestly both thought it was 3, and that's not the case. It's 4.
Time means nothing. It's yeah.
So thank you to everybody for all your time, all your listenership. Again, you can't get back time. So thank you for all of that, and please, just keep following and listening and subscribing, and please share everything that we do with the people that you think it would be cool with. Also, thank you to the Gnarly Gnome for coming along with us on this journey. I know this is not one of your, hosted, branded things that you do, but you are part of what we do, and it has been,
Just here for the spanking.
It has been a it has been a wonderful, wonderful time with you, and
don't just listen to the Gnome on our show. Follow everything that he does. TheGnarlyGnome.com. If you want to be a bigger supporter,
I'm better on other people's shows.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Yeah.
So
You're in, you're kind of mid,
but
it's fine.
But thank you. And so that anniversary is coming up, and we did not realize that until Julie and I were sort of
talking about how our 200th episode is
putzing around and just what's going on, and we don't ask this of ourselves very often, like where are we at in downloads and where are we at in podcast numbers or anything. We don't, because that's not why we do it. But to find out that our anniversary is coming up, to find out some of the numbers, it's touching. And so we just want to say thank you to everybody, and maybe we're going to release some information coming up soon about surrounding some of that stuff. So that's all I'll say.
And want to give a big shout out to our newest group of friends who are always shouting us out, even though a good portion of the content isn't really crossover content at all. Half-Ass Beer Review on YouTube and Instagram. Josh does absolutely an amazing thing. I'm getting there.
Leo.
Good old Pope Bob Leo, who provided us with our Malort shots today. Thank you for picking up our tab on that. To Dress and the Dungeon Master, although, again, Marco and Gnome haven't signed the waiver, so hopefully he's not going to take too much offense.
We've been practicing, though.
He does amazing, absolutely amazing Dungeons & Dragons content on YouTube and Twitch at 7 Dungeons. Follow him. And Tone and the Dude 79 for Banter and Babble. It is all kinds of geekery, craftery, pulp culture-y, all kinds of stuff. Just check everyone out on mostly YouTube. And thank you guys so much for, again, shouting us out at the end of all of your content, even though a lot of it has nothing to do with us.
Yep.
We appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
With that being said, Gnome, Marco, what are you guys going to be doing next Tuesday?
I am looking forward to doing this here with you guys.
Cheers. We will
Go
see you
spank
guys.
your friends this weekend.
Spank them.
Bye.
Simon, get up.